We've got a piece of cedar here, bark on. I was commissioned to do a live edge 10 to 12 inch round cedar bowl. So we're going to do the best we can with that. That's about what we got. We're roughed out to about 13 inches. There we go. Like I said, we're roughed out to about 13 inches, but that's just because we've got a lot of excess from the original cuts that I did on it. So we're going to make it work to between the 10 and the 12 like we asked. So, all right, so I'll bring you back once we get this thing going. We got some good grain in there, as we can see. I know I said I'd just bring you back, but I just noticed that. Oh yeah, we'll see how this looks. Okay everybody, I'm going from a different angle today because we're trying to keep the live edge. So I want to go this direction into it so we're not pulling the bark up. I've already threw some CA glue down into this side and try to get it down in as far as I can. I'll probably be doing that a lot while I'm shaping it because the client wants the live edge. So I will do everything I can to keep it on this piece before I have to make another one if the live edge doesn't stick. So I was able to get the RPMs up to 600 and some change, and I'm going to work with a 5/8 inch bowl gouge to get her ran down a little bit. Adjust her height already. Alright, here's we go. Alright, 622. Feels like we still got some moisture in here, which I don't doubt because it's only been sitting for a couple months. So I'll probably have to do a rough turn, and then we'll do more later. Let's do a tighten. Since we've been spinning it a little bit, we should be good now. All right. Alright, so my safety CA glue is still holding, but we do have some spots that's probably going to have to start filling back in again. I'm going to try to get this last little bit round and then we'll work it. Let's see where we're at. Here and here is all we got left, so we're getting there. Alright, we are round. I'll finish up the bottom here, hit the glue, and then we'll get back to turning the tenon portion. Okay, I've got the tool rest moved to the back side. I can start chiseling down the under the bottom of the bowl to get to the tenon. So we're still at about 700 and some change, and I'll be able to 780 right now. Okay. Now I've got enough room I can put a tenon on there and create a foot. We're going to go with a large tenon. Looks like we're still good here. Where's my, there it is. My little size block here. Alright, yep, that's good. Well, that's definitely going to, the foot, the tenon is too small for the foot. So I'm going to have to put a foot in as well. I'm thinking, what about there? Or inner. We'll find out. We'll figure it out. Let's see what we got here. Oh boy, looks like we gotta get that glue back out again. Yeah, I went past that, so yeah. That's why when you get to the bark, you don't want to be going that way. You want to be going that way. Luckily, we stopped in time. Oh my, okay, well. I'm gonna have to hit that up anyway. And then I can start working on getting the little bottom piece out of here. Then we can flip it over and work on the inside for the time being. Alright, we got a lot of flap going on. I'll take care of that and bring you back. Well, here we are. We've got, I haven't done the inside yet, but this is our basic shape. I will have to do the outside again, and I'll do that again when we, after it does some drying time. So, but this is where we're at. I had to put a bunch of CA around the edge just to keep it going, so we can hold this on as long as possible. Get this in the chuck. Let's see here. Alright, we're at about 780 with no support with the tailstock. Alright, see what we can get. About 860 right now, 865. And I'll start working the best I can getting down in here before I have to move the tailstock. I'm going to move the camera so you got a better shot and angle too. Well, need some more room here. Alright, there we go. So. Okay, we've got the camera moved to a better spot where you can see better. I don't think it's going to have a problem getting in here and shaking the camera, so let's see what we can do here. We'll start as best we can. I'm trying to keep about 1.5 inches thick, maybe 1 inch thick wall. So Still looking pretty good. I'm seeing some fiddleback in here that I didn't see earlier, but I can see it in the bark. Maybe we'll get lucky and see it in the wood, in the grain pattern. All right, I'm getting to the point to where I can't really get in much more without removing that tailstock. So I'm going to have to do that. Let's see what we're sitting at. Yeah, we're about 1.5 inches almost. Bring it down a little bit more. And this is about as far as I want to go for now, because we're going to need to keep some thickness. So, alright, now let's work on the middle. Alright, we've got our cedar bowl up here, live edge for commission. It's dried out pretty well. I think we're at about 14-15% humidity. I've got it reversed on the chuck right now. I put a little recess on the inside. Now we're going to take care of our foot here, our tenon, and then do a better shaping of the outside now that it's dried and got its warpage done. So we're all sharpened up with all of my tools that I think I'm going to use for this one. We're pushing at about 800 RPM, 835 right now. Let me see if we can go better. 950. So let's flatten out and work the tenon. Right, this bark needs a little bit more. Now that I've taken some of the outside back down again, you can see there's some places in here that the CA glue did not get into. So I'm going to have to fill that, and then I can do a scrape, and then we should be good to go. So I'm going to fill these real quick and be back, and change the battery. Alright, time to hit it with some denatured alcohol because it dries faster. Oh yeah, we're right now we're at 400 grit. We're just cleaning her up, popping the grain, and then I will hit it with 400 again, maybe 600, and then we'll hit it with some sanding sealer. And then after sanding sealer, we'll do a thin coat of poly to keep it straight. while I work on the inside. Alright, let this dry up and we'll hit it with that 400 or 600 grit. We'll figure it out. And now I'll change the battery because it's still blinking. I don't know. I might let it go until it goes out. Alright, we're dried up. We hit 600. Now it's time for some sanding sealer. And it's going to take a lot because this cedar really soaks up the fluids, the liquids, whatever you want to call them. Really soaks it up. And I've noticed when I do polyurethane on cedar that if you don't let it soak in and you do your light sanding on it right before you put the poly on, you'll see streaks from that light sanding, because it'll go a little bit further into the wood than what the sanding sealer did, and it'll remove it, so you get like a little line, a streak or so. And I've only found that happening with the cedar. It's more visible, I should say, than anything else. So I will be putting a good coat on here, if not two, before we hit it with polyurethane. Because we want to make sure that it looks even. It's got an even shine all the way around with no crazy streak marks on it. Alright, and the sanding sealer is doing a good job on popping out the red from that cedar, which is wonderful. Oh, I'm going to need to have some more sanding sealer, definitely on the inside, fur on the inside. My little spray bottle's running out. I might even need it for the outside, as much as it's soaking up. Make sure you get around the bark, definitely around the bark as well. Oh, and it is looking pretty good. I'm happy. I'm pretty sure this commission piece, the customer's going to be happy too. She was happy with the rough out. And yep, I'm going to have to finish this up, grab some more sanding sealer, and then I'll just keep on doing this and bring you back when I get it flipped over, I guess. Okay, we'll see how long we can go right now. We do have a piece missing here, which I think will be okay. I'm hoping we don't have any more. I was able to get the other pieces put back in. Can't find that one, so let's go ahead and we're keeping it at about 3/8 of an inch thick, so we're good with that part too. Let's see if I can do some scraping before we get too deep. Before it gets too deep down in there and we get a lot of wiggle wobble going. Get a good scrape in there. Nice, okay. Doing better. A little bit further down. Okay, we've got it sanded to 400. I'm going to hit it with the denatured alcohol, and then we'll move on to 600 grit. Oh yeah, definitely having a big cleanup with this one. It took a little bit extra sanding, trying to save some of the bark again was being a little bit of a pain. The good thing is there is some red of the cedar color in there. We've got some very beautiful grain in this now that I've gotten to the inside of it. So we will sand this down like we did. We will hit it with 600 again, and then we will sanding sealer and let it dry, and then we'll hit it with probably 800 over the sanding sealer, and then we'll hit it with polyurethane. So I think we're good here, and let this dry off. Hit it with the 600, and I'll bring you back when I throw some sanding sealer in it. Okay, we're at 600 now. Time to hit it with the sealer. Look at this. We have some hints, some good hints of some cedar in there. And I'm going to make a second bowl as well, just to be sure that the nice person that wanted me to make this for them as a commission likes what they get. So they'll have two options, because if they don't like this one, I will sell this at my stand instead of for them. But if they do like it, then they'll take this one, and the second one will go to the stand. So it is all good. I just like to be sure that the person I'm making something for actually has what they want. Not just make it and say, yep, there you go. That's all you get. And if they don't like it, then they're, you know, they get stuck with it. Now, I don't want to do that. No, don't want to do that. That's just not me. So we will make sure that she gets what she wants. I try to do that for everybody. So, and then I'm getting ready to hit up the bark to make sure that it's all covered as well. I know I'm getting the inside of the bark done really well, but I need to get the outside done as well. So, good morning, everybody. Today's Labor Day. I'm finishing up this commissioned cedar bowl. I've got, right now it's got its 2 coats of sanding sealer on it. I'm getting ready to hit it with 800 grit, and then we'll wipe it down and let it dry off. If it needs any more drying from whatever I wipe it down with, be it denatured alcohol or the water pop, we don't know. It shouldn't need water, so denatured alcohol will probably work. And then we'll hit it with polyurethane. Hopefully this will finish it up. We'll get the first coat on. We'll go from there, remove the tenon that's on there, and then do a wet sand, and then do the second and third coats afterwards. And I'll work on some other projects while in between this one. So let me get this thing sanded. 800 grit this time. Let's see. Still have a beautiful color. It's not as much red as I was wanting in it, but the way that the red goes kind of looks fiery, per se, like flames. Some spots have a little bit more red than others. And I do have another bowl, another cedar I was going to also run and finish up to, just in case the client did not like this one. And then she'd have two options to choose from, and whichever one she doesn't choose, I can sell at my events as well. And I haven't lost anything when I do that, so it's another plus. I had another video I was doing on a cherry bowl that I was doing some burning on, but I was having issues with the camera at the time and the batteries, and I just didn't feel like messing with it, so I just went ahead and finished the product and scratched that video off. So I got plenty of other cherry that I cut up yesterday that we can use to do another video. Actually, I'll show you that now while that's drying off. Move the camera. Oh yes, my garage is terrible. I haven't done any work with cleaning. So we've got a nice large, about 13-14 inch right there, some cutoffs, and then over here, yes, I need to clean, I already said that, but over here we've got a bunch of cut up pieces of cherry ready for some boxes and some bowls. They're sitting in some shavings. The only reason why I put it in the floor, not in the box, because I got plenty of shavings right now that we're working on. And then over here I do have some boxes. Let's go in here and look at this other cedar bowl that I've got drying. Look at this. Here's our other cedar that we're getting ready to knock out. I've got some black CA around the bark edges. And this was from August 4th, and today's, geez, the 1st, Labor Day. So we got some good size to it. It's obviously smaller, not much, but about an inch or two smaller. So alright, well, we're still drying on that. I'll go ahead and bring you back when it's dried and I'm putting the poly on. Okay, we're back with the dried off bowl at 800 grit sanding sealer. Let's hit it with the wipe on poly, and we'll start in the middle. There we go. And it's still soaking up, so I don't know what the sanding sealer, if I'm not putting enough on it, or if it is just the wood still wanting to soak stuff up. I'm not getting it. So I know end grain will soak it up really well, but with sanding sealer you would think that it would assist and slow down or stop the wood from soaking up for liquid. That's the whole purpose of sealing it. So, and I didn't think I knocked back so much to where I sanded it back down to bare wood either. So I'm just, it's been bamboozling me lately. So we shall have to look that up. And I'm hoping, we need to work on this algorithm too with my channel. To be honest with you, I think it's just because my inefficiency of continuing to post once a week or more than once a week. But right now, with my current job, and this is what I do for fun, I don't want to make this not fun anymore. So I do a video when I can, and don't get me wrong, I enjoy doing the videos with y'all, but it's just that, you know, I can't do it as much as others can. Or I could, but then it pulls me away from other duties that I have with my family and the other busyness that I have, because I do have a daughter that's in middle school, and She does cheer and gymnastics and band and now choir, all done in the school. So she's pretty busy like I am. So there's just a, life, This isn't something I can yet feel good and feel able to make my life as only as a wood turner woodworker. Granted, I got a lot of business, but it's not the money that I would normally get with my current job. So I just really enjoy doing it. I just really do. But we're working on getting this done, and then I have to redo the garage as well. It needs to be reorganized and cleaned, and then I can work on tax stuff by claiming the garage as dealing with a small business. But right now I've got more than just my woodworking stuff in here. I've got, yard stuff and everything else that's in here as well. So once I can get that moved out, I can get a better setup going in here, and it'll help with taxes as well. There we go. That looks pretty good in the camera, so that's nice. So that's what we got going on. Hopefully this year gets better. Like I said before, I've had a lot. I have, and my family's had a lot going on this year. It's been pretty crazy. House issues, family issues. It's just been multiple things. And the year's still got some time left in it. That's kind of neat. I got a notification on my phone. Somebody just seen one of my posts of some bowls that I made recently on Facebook. Which, if you don't have me on Facebook, I post the videos on there from YouTube and Rumble, and it's CJ's Woodworks. And come to find out, there's actually another CJ's Woodworks out there. I did not know that when I first made my name, but for some reason it still allowed me to make it. I don't know if it's just the way that I put my name in there, or compared to how they had theirs, or what, but I do have a Facebook. And you'll know because it's got it's a picture of a big old cherry bowl on it. And it's got the link to the YouTube channel on it as well. And I think I got the link put in my YouTube page as well, so you can find my Facebook if you want it. I actually post more there than I do on YouTube, because if I get a bowl done, I'll take pictures of it, and it's easier to do just the pictures than making videos. So you'll see more pictures of the bowls if you go there. There we go. We're about done with the first coat. Alright, we'll let this dry, and then we'll pick up and do more later.